So with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, having this for more than 5 months now, I can tell you that this is still up there as one of my favorite smartphones to come out so far in 2025. And here's the thing, like I've seen some people talking about like how this compared to the S24 Ultra was like an S upgrade, and I see why, I see the reasons why, but it's still a really good phone. Like you can't deny that. And using it long term, I can definitely tell you that if you pick this up, you will be happy with the phone. And that's going to start things off with design. It still carries that note-like boxy feel to it, but obviously there's no more notes. Samsung got rid of that for a while now. But we have flat frames, we have a flat display, which by the way, display quality is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Like you really can't go wrong with Samsung displays. It is, compared to other devices I've used, it is on the heavier side, but it's not too heavy. It's 218 grams, so it's, whatever. It's fine. But display-wise, like this is the part of the phone you interact with the most. You want to have a great display. You're getting a 6.9-inch Quad HD dynamic AMOLED display, 120 hertz refresh rate, 2,600 nits of peak brightness, Corning Gorilla Armor 2 with anti-reflective coating. But if you have a screen protector, and this year I actually went with a screen protector, it's like those privacy ones, you do lose out on that anti-reflective coating, and I'll kind of show you right here. So I'll turn off the display. You can pretty much see like the camera setup right there, which is unfortunate. But here's what I have to say. I used it last year, and I did use, the anti-reflective coating. I've tasted it before I put on the screen protector, and it is phenomenal. I just wish, I wasn't scratching my phone. Even when I put it in my pocket, it ends up getting scratched. So I ended up throwing a screen protector. So that's one of the trade-offs of having one. But if you don't rock a screen protector, I think you'll be completely fine with using the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Like you won't go through any problems whatsoever with the display. Now, as for the S Pen, it doesn't have Bluetooth support, but it's like either you really use the S Pen quite often or you don't. And I know I've seen some articles and some videos of people who do use it, and it is unfortunate that it's not there, that Bluetooth feature is not there. I don't know why Samsung ended up removing it. It's cool to have it, but for me, like if they ultimately got rid of the S Pen, I wouldn't really mind it too much. Like I'll use it maybe once or twice a year, or every time I need to sign a document, I'll end up using the S Pen. That's when it comes in real handy. But other than that, like I'm not really using it. So I just kind of keep it sealed, tucked in its spot right here. I don't use it at all. So there's that. I just wanted to point it out there. But design-wise, I absolutely love it. Like it feels really premium, and I think this phone is aesthetically pleasing. Yes, I know some people may agree, but I think it's, and some people may not, but I think it's aesthetically pleasing. Let's move on to the software and the performance, because this, I think, is where Samsung excels in. And some people may argue like, hey, well, what about the whole One UI 7 update? Well, that's with other devices. That's not with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. This already came installed with Android 15 and One UI 7, and Samsung is kind of fixing that with the One UI 8 beta, which I have been rocking with the Galaxy S25 Ultra for a little while now, and it has been super smooth. It's a beta, so like if you come across any bugs or anything like that, that's to be expected, but so far I haven't, which is awesome. And Samsung has kind of really ironed out the bugs in One UI 7. And in One UI 8, they made some subtle changes to the user interface, but they left that entire like redesign with One UI 7. And for those who have older devices, and you've probably gotten One UI 7 by now, hopefully, you'll know what I'm talking about with this One UI redesign. I really do like it. It just brings a fresh new feel to your device. But with the Galaxy S25 Ultra and its Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, 12 gigs of RAM, and in the past 5 months, no hiccups, no stutters, no lags whatsoever when using this phone. And it never gets warm to the touch, and it has a 40% larger vapor chamber when compared to its predecessor, the Galaxy S24 Ultra. It also Obviously still has the ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor, has 7 years of software updates and all the good stuff. But on a day-to-day, how does it last? Everyone's usage is different. But as you can see from the apps right here, these are the most frequent apps that I use on my devices. Like my home screen consists of YouTube and my Tesla app, YouTube Music and YouTube Studio. Like obviously I'm gonna have those YouTube related apps on my home screen. Then obviously I have my camera, Google Chrome, Gmail, messaging, and phone, which obviously I'm calling and texting often as well. And I also do like the weather widget, and I've been using the weather app much more often. First of all, this is a new user interface with One UI 8, but I really like it. I think this is the cleanest weather app on any device I have currently used so far. So good job, Samsung. But yeah, as at the time of this recording, here in Rochester, New York, we've got a heat advisory until Tuesday, 6 p.m. So that is kind of unfortunate. And yes, I am kind of recording this earlier than when I am uploading. That's usually what I end up doing. But coming over to the next screen, like I am using WhatsApp and I am using X and or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I'm using Threads, TikTok, the Collector app, Call of Duty, Clash of Clans, and all of just entertainment, but also social media, as that kind of my work kind of revolves around staying active on social media, sharing my thoughts and opinions about consumer tech and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm using this quite often, and you'll see me using my phone very frequently. The only times I probably won't be using it, obviously, like if I'm sleeping or if I'm doing like a physical activity, like going on a walk or something like that, then yeah, that's when I'm not going to be using my phone, and I'll just have my headphones on. But nonetheless, it lasts me all day. And with every single one of these apps, Call of Duty Mobile being the more heavy intensive, I haven't seen any frame rates drop or anything like that. And for some of you who may just want to use their phone for taking pictures when you go on vacation, or like of family memories or whatnot, or just texting once in a while, sending some emails here and there, it's going to be a very powerful phone. And with 7 years of software updates, I think this will last 7 years. Phones have gotten so good that we don't need to buy phones every single 3 years. But I can tell you, in the past 5 months, just wrapping things up, it's been awesome. And for those who've used past Samsung devices, probably would agree that for the most part, it has been really great. And I've been using the Ultra since the Galaxy S22 Ultra, so this is my 4th Samsung Ultra. And I don't think, I do have the regular S25 that I also have used for 5 months as well, but something just brings me back to this Ultra, and it makes me want to have a mini Ultra. I'll put it that way. But let's move on to the cameras. So the camera quality on the S25 Ultra is great. And some may argue, well, it's not a huge upgrade from the S24 Ultra. And yeah, I mean, that's how every smartphone has been with like their yearly updates year over year. It's been subtle improvements in every single department. And with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, the 200 megapixel main camera is still phenomenal. We get the 50 megapixel 5x periscope, a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto, as well as the new 50 megapixel ultra wide. And look, I love the results. Samsung is doing a great job both in photos and in videos. And look, I know if you have a Galaxy S25 Ultra and you're out there seeking to start making content, whether it be like tech content, lifestyle, I don't know, Pokemon, anime, whatever it may be, and you have this phone, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is in fact, pretty much any phone that you have in your pocket, or the phone that you're using right now to watch this video, is probably a good enough phone to start making content. There is no excuse for waiting and for pushing back. Well, then again, if you want to make content. But if you want to use it just to, share photos and pictures with family and friends, then, that's also great too. I'm not going to go into the, nitpick and kind of like the dynamic range and all that stuff. It comes down to a preference thing, but I like just having more saturated photos with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. The battery life in the past 5 months, have I seen any degradation? I've gotten this question a couple times, and the answer is no. With the 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which nowadays it's like you're seeing competitors put in 6,000, 6,500 and more into their devices. It's like, how long does this last? I can still tell you this very confidently. It will last you all day on a heavy usage. And what I mean by that is like your phone is constantly in your hand. You start the day at 7 a.m., you finish at like 9, 10 p.m., and it'll still have 40-ish%. Again, this all depends on the usage. I mean, if you're watching YouTube videos literally from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., maybe not so much. But if you're kind of switching from one app to another and putting it down for a couple of minutes, picking it back up, and just not staying committed to one app, like, I don't know, Call of Duty Mobile, it's easily going to last you all day. And I can attest to this because I use my phone for pretty much everything, and this phone easily will last you all day. Now, the 45-watt wire charging is decent. Again, competitors have faster charging. I'm for faster charging. I don't really care about having wireless charging. That's not too much of a concern for me, even though I do use a MagSafe case, and this one is from Fiberborn, which happens to be my case of choice for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. So yeah, I'll be leaving a link in the description down below. It's super clean, minimal, and just gives a MagSafe accessibility to the Galaxy S25 Ultra. But when I do use MagSafe, I don't really care about how fast it charges. But like if I'm charging it wired, I want to have faster wired charging. 45 watts is not too bad. It's definitely better than like the Pixel as well as the iPhone. But it still could be better, which I hope next year with the Galaxy S26 Ultra, Samsung takes a leap forward in the battery capacity and the charging speeds, just in the battery department as usual. But I think overall, in every single department, Samsung is doing very well. I don't think they're doing perfect in every single category. Other than actually software and performance, at least for me, I think it's up there to being near to good, like near to not needing any improvements, I guess, on a daily, at least when I think about it. But let's quickly talk about the price too. So the retail price, $12.99 for 256 gigs. I've seen this on sale for $9.99 at points. And here's what I have to say. We're at a point with the Galaxy S25 Ultra in its life cycle. It's already been 5 months, going on to 6. Depends on whether you watch this. Maybe you might watch it later in the year. That this phone has went on sale quite frequently. Don't pick it up for $12.99. Pick it up when it's on sale, whether it's $100 or $200 off. Again, I've seen this for as low as $999. And again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. From time to time, I will be leaving deals on my community tab, so you can check those deals out there, and it includes Samsung devices and other devices as well. But for everything you get in this package, to wrap things up, it's still a very good phone. And if you pick this up right now and use it for the next 7 years, I still think you'll be happy with this device. It seriously is a good phone. Now, there are some improvements Samsung can make, obviously, in every single department. In the battery department, with a larger battery capacity, faster charging speeds, camera, again, just improved software-wise, having improved software image processing and all that stuff. I think the hardware itself is fairly decent. Maybe some people want to see a higher megapixel count for a telephoto rear camera, whatever it may be, or the front-facing camera, which I don't use at all. Some people maybe want to see more than 12 megapixels. When it comes to software and the performance, some people may want to see 16 gigs of RAM, which I'm all for. And then for design, again, some people may want to keep the S Pen, add that Bluetooth support back into the S Pen, whatever it may be. So there is room for improvements. There always is. But I think with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, Samsung is playing it safe. They're not taking any sacrifices or big leaps or any risks or anything like that. Overall, though, great job, Samsung, with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. I really enjoyed it and will continue to enjoy it. And again, like I said at the beginning, this may be up there and potentially still maybe my choice of the best overall smartphone in 2025. However, we've still got quite some time until the end of the year, so we get to check out more devices here on the channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. Once the end of the year comes, then we get to choose, at least I get to choose, which device I believe is the smartphone of 2025, the best overall. But again, that's for the end of the year. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, definitely be sure to super mad that subscribe button. Comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot and will help push my content out to more people. Definitely be sure to check out my wallpaper packs. All of them will be linked in the description down below. This one is called Color Blast, and it goes a long way in helping out the channel, as well as my other affiliate links with like Amazon, as well as my Notion templates. Those also go a long way in helping out the channel. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys sometime soon with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below.